Vanessa Boyer-Lois now for the women's team is at the podium in Pittsburgh.
Really do anything just the same way, right? So we're excited about being able to do something anew. I think we have a really exciting brand of basketball and some really great players that joined our roster in the offseason. And so we're excited to start throwing the ball up.
Questions, just raise your hand. Back right.
Hi, this is Brian High. I'm Fourth Estate GMU. You are coming off a historic season, but as you said, you're looking at a new season now with new changes. How do you maintain the same goal while trying to do things different and have this team write their own story?
Yeah, well, we don't maintain the same goal, right? We know that for us to do something, we have to do it anew, right? We have a really brand new roster. We have 8 new players on our team, 6 freshmen, 2 transfers. And obviously there's some things that we haven't done yet, right? We're looking to win a regular season championship. We haven't done that yet. And obviously we'd love to win another championship and go back to the NCAAs. So for us, it's just step by step. It's day by day. It's taking the big picture and bringing it into bite-sized chunks so that every day we focus on just what's needed for today.
Good, Mel, second row.
Mel Greenberg. Vanessa, you're in this strong women's basketball area anyhow, but off of what you did last year, did you get a big bounce in the off season and see a lot more attention, after you won the conference title here and moved on?
Did we get a
And there's the area of interest, public, et cetera. There's the attention paid to your program. In the off season, once you won that title, did you notice a sort of rise the way the attention's been happening in this sport overall?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, especially in our, where we're located. We're in the DMV. It's home of basketball, really good basketball, men's and women's. And, I think for coaches, we see that in the coaches in the area that really look at us as a very formidable mid-major school where their players can come and have success. And, we stated when we took over this program that we definitely wanted to have a key in the DMV. And so we've been able to attract those players where I think at one time maybe we wouldn't have been able to. So to be able to keep the DMV players at home is it's really good for us.
Vanessa, Zach Weiss, Atlantic10.com. I have to ask you about Hawa obviously transferring within the conference. Just what did you see with her both on the court and just as you saw a fit within your program?
I thought for us, we like to get up and down the floor, right? We definitely lost a big presence with Nalani Kasia leaving, and we needed to fill that void, both offensively and defensively. And she fit the bill with both. Her ability to rebound in and out of position and score around the rim, her leadership ability. We like to get up and down and play real fast, and she's able to play in that style of play.
Next question, in front.
Zaza, for you, what did you learn about yourself last season, and how do you think that helped you going into this season?
I'd say I learned what it takes to win a championship. Just taking those little things like hard work, getting used to getting knocked down and getting back up, just going through the ups and downs. So I feel like I learned relentlessness. So I'll take that into this season for sure.
Any additional questions? One more for Zach.
Vanessa, when you have such an established returning group, how do you continue to push them to keep it fresh and motivate them to keep finding their next?
Well, in the off season, we sat as a coaching staff and we thought about that question. We just said, you know what, Zach, you can't just get complacent, and I think that's an area where that can happen when you've had massive success, historic success. And so to avoid complacency, our motto has always been believe big, but that was really just the beginning. And so when we achieved winning an A-10 championship and were able to go for the first time to the NCAA tournament, we knew that coming back with, hey, let's just do it again was lazy. And it was a presumptuous thought that other teams weren't going to be, gearing up for you. So we decided in that moment that instead of just believing bigger or believing big 2.0, we decided that we wanted exponential growth. And what that looks like in math is exponential growth means when you square something. And so we decided that we would be believing big squared this season, that we'll do the work inside the parentheses as math suggests first. And we've done that. We believe big first. And now we're going to square ourselves. And we're going to put believe on top of belief and big on top of big and za on top of za and Kennedy Harris on top of Kennedy Harris, right? And this coaching staff, and we're going to square ourselves. We're not going to be presumptuous and we're not going to be lazy. And we're going to believe big squared.
Back right, last question.
How do you feel that Malia Johnson's championship pedigree from last year will help the team this year? I think she's a great player in her own right, but does bringing that experience bring something else to the team?
Oh, absolutely. And you said it, her experience, her pedigree. We lost a lot last year in Paula Suarez and Alani Kasia and Tabi, Anna Habib, and Naku Mitchell. That was an amazing team that we had. So to be able to continue to stay formidable in such a strong conference, you need those type of players, in Awa and Malia. Malia she is, as they say, a dog. She can give it to you any kind of way you want it. She's lefty. She can get downhill. She can shoot the three. She is aggressive on defense. She doesn't mind hitting the floor and taking charges. She's exactly what this team needs.
Is that it? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, George Mason squared. I'm going to end it with that. That helped. That's great. I'm like doing this math equation. What's she talking about? You tell us about her. This is your cousin.
That is my cousin,
How about that?
Vanessa Blair Lewis. We are cousins. Our moms are first cousins. We're second cousins, but we're kin. And I'm just super proud of her. She has done a masterful job. She was down at Bethune-Cookman for years in the MEAC, Coach of the Year down there, won championships in the MEAC. But then this is her 5th year now at George Mason, and she's putting it all together. But I'm just super proud of her. And I was getting chills just listening to her because she was like, believing big is lazy. We need to double down on that and believe big squared. So everything now is going to be squared for me because that just made a lot of sense, right? And you can't get complacent, especially when you win, because now you're someone's favorite meal, right? Every game. So you got to come ready to go.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's trying to get players to believe and whatnot when you're losing and things aren't going great. But then, how about success? You know what I mean?
That?
Success. You got to be on top of that too. So.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Well, I am here with the defending champs of the A10, head coach Vanessa Blair Lewis. And Coach, thank you so much for joining me. I have to ask you about the magical run. I mean, seeing you guys win the A10 tournament title, getting to the NCAA tournament, is just experiencing the big dance. When you look at that magical run, what stood out the most?
That we did it together, that we really believed in a vision 4 years ago where there was no evidence to believe. A team we took over with 0 wins the year before in the conference, and to tell these young women, we're going to win a championship, and to do it with those group of girls that decided to stay and believe. That's what sticks out to me the most.
Well, you've got more returners who are continuing to believe. Zahira Walton here with us, also Kennedy Harris, 2 players that are preseason, all-conference first team. Out of these 2 players specifically, where do you want them to grow in their game?
Leadership vocally. They have really good leaders by example. They show up, they come early, they stay late, and I think our biggest charge now, and they've had great leaders before them that had to do all the lifting of talking. They just showed up and played, but now it's their team, right? It's their time. And so that right there, just being able to bring our babies on. We have 8 new players, 6 freshmen, 2 transfers, which they don't really have to lead those 5th and 6th year seniors, but the young kids. And just understanding that their voice is so valuable.
And pushing on that culture that you worked so hard to instill here at George Mason. I heard that y'all went overseas in the off season. The second person I talked to today that went overseas while I was stuck in Jersey this summer. Tell me how the international trip was.
Well, we all got a chance to work on our tans, Isis. We went to Spain, and it was magical. We landed in Madrid, and we went to Valencia and Barcelona, where we played a game each in those cities, and they were so gracious. It was such a great experience. You know, I was just telling you, I think as a parent, when you take a kid to Disney, they're excited about the rides, but you know that years later they're going to be excited about the experience that they had with the family that they went. And so that's what our bigger goal was. Yes, we went 3-0 in Spain. Let's go, Mason. But the bigger goal was that we grew up as a family, a team that veterans, yes, and young kids, and they were able to bond.
Coach, last one for you, maybe a difficult one. What goes into defending the title?
Every day, step by step. We don't look back. That was then. That can never be undone. And we have to look forward. We got to take it in bite-sized chunks. Right now we know how to do it. Before we were learning how to do it, but now we know what it takes to go into it. And it's going to be great leadership from those two, Kennedy and Za. But it's going to be every single day grinding, every single day showing up and giving what we have, because we know what's the expectation at the end.
Coach, thanks so much for joining me. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Always.
That's
Back
my
to you, Mike
cousin.
Christie.
That's my cousin, you know.
That's your cousin shout out. I almost forgot. Cousin shout out.
Hey, Cuz,
Hey,
congratulations
baby.
on your Hall of Fame induction.
Oh.
So proud of you.
Oh my God, no, I'm so proud of you, baby. I love you. You need to tell everybody though. I
She
love
loves
you though.
Yeah, that is
I'm like,
great. Yes,
look,
and congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Very, very impressive. We got a lot of great people here today on this thing. I'll tell you what, 27 wins for them last year, you
Yeah,
know, and
how about
the
that?
title,
Yeah.
and went to the NCAA tournament. What a year for the Patriots on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with all the new players that Vanessa was talking about,
Yeah.
right? To go to Spain and really try to get that glue together in terms of the chemistry and the synergy that you want to see from your team. No better way than to travel. But Za with those 15 points and 6 rebounds per game, first team, all conference, as well as all defense. Looking for a big season from her.
Yeah, and lastly, before we go to break, I like what she said about she's already kind of trying to say, hey, that was last year. You heard
Right.
what she said about squared, and we already put that message out there
Yeah.
now, so
Yeah.
you don't go halfway into the season when people think
Absolutely.
like it's just going to happen again.
Yeah, no, you got to know right now,
Right.
right? There's no waiting season, right? It's got to go right now. I remember Phil Jackson used to say, "You're a frog on the lily pad, and you're hungry,
Yeah.
and the flies are going by, and you're not going for it. You got to go for it so you can feed yourself and win." So.
Yep, great